I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'm blessed because I got fight. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'm blessed because I got fight. Think about that. Now, yes, these are the lyrics to a song. If you look up "Blessed Because I Got Fight" by Team Fearless, such a good song, man. So powerful, so good. And here's the thing for us men, right? Sometimes we see people that have got a certain form of success. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, they're rich or luxurious, whatever. It could be they've accomplished certain goals. It could be that they're confident in themselves. It could be that they're happy with life. It could be that you know, they're doing really well in life, even if they're not rich, right? Or have a lot of luxuries. Just people that we see that are really happy and or at least have gotten to a place where they really wanted to be. And when we're not in that place, we look at these people, man. Like, I know I've looked at these people and I've thought to myself, like, wow, you know, I don't know, that's great that they're happy. That's awesome. But you know, why can't I be there? Why can't I get to where I want to be? You know, does God like them better? Does God just bless them more? Is that just how this thing works? God, what the heck, man? I've had these thoughts before. Maybe you have too. Maybe you're grateful for where you're at, and that's awesome. Whether you're grateful or not, whether you're happy or not, whether, you know, we've all seen those people that are like, man, I wish I was doing better like him in life. I wish I was doing better like her in life. I wish I was doing better. And here's the thing that we don't know. Here's the thing that we never really either see or think about is those other people's stories of how they got there. How they've accomplished that goal that you've been wanting to accomplish for so long. How they've gotten to a place in life where they're happy and successful, and why you're still struggling to even get to the next step in life. Why this person, you know, has been able to get and achieve what they're looking to achieve, and you're still struggling, you know. But a lot of us, we don't know their stories. And if we did know some of their stories, oh man, we'd be thanking God we didn't have to go through what they went through. Because a lot of people that have accomplished certain goals or have gotten to certain places in life, or like a lot of people, like, we don't know their stories. Even if you're just seeing me for the first time, right? And yes, by no means am I some Arnold Schwartz, but I mean, I've definitely built up some muscle over the past years. By no means am I this, you know, am I a perfect guy? I'll never be perfect, but I'm definitely doing better, and I'm happier than I was back in high school in 8th grade. And yet some people may look at me and just say, you know, how is he able to build some muscle? How is he able to get to a place where he's confident in himself? How is he able to like have a smile on his face? You know, even things as simple as that, right? Because again, I'm not some, you know, crazy, awesome, successful, perfect dude. I'll never be perfect. No one will ever be perfect, right? But if you knew my story of me back in high school, in 8th grade, when I was like the smallest kid in my class, I mean, I remember I was so small and skinny that my small and skinny friends were taller than me. Like I remember I have a picture of some of my best friends, and this was in high school, and I was like half their size, and even they were small and skinny. I mean, I was so skinny back in high school that even the skinny kids would like make fun of me. I had such little confidence in myself that even the people with low self-esteem would laugh at me. I hated myself so much to where, I'm not kidding you, I used to look at myself in the mirror every single day and just tell myself, I used to rip on myself so much. I used to tell myself how much I hated myself. I used to call myself names and call myself a loser and a nobody, and I suck, and I'm a worthless loser. And I've gotten to the point, man, in my life where I couldn't imagine doing that. And again, I don't think I'm this awesome, perfect dude. I'm never going to be perfect. But I just couldn't imagine looking at myself and saying, like, I'm a worthless loser. Like, I look back at younger Justin, just want to give him, like, a big old hug or something. Be like, hey, man, like, chill out on yourself, dude. You know? And I've gotten to a point to where I remember I used to watch body transformation videos, just wishing I could get to that point. And I've gotten to the point where I've made my own. And I'm not some Arnold Schwartz by any means, but I've definitely gotten a lot farther than I have in the past. And, you know, I used to see these guys that were confident in themselves and were just always happy, and I used to just think to myself, how can anyone live this way, right? Like, how can anyone be like that? And I've gotten to the point to where, you know, I am happy, not just because I've accomplished goals, but because I've also gotten closer to God, and God's really just taught me, man. It's like, hey, your happiness It isn't about, how successful or great you are in life. It's about your happiness is dependent on what you make it, man. And just the fact that God has blessed me throughout this time and has allowed me to get to better points in my life, like that's enough as it is. And we just keep moving up, right? And I'm so grateful to where I've gotten, but I didn't just wake up one day and I was here. I didn't just sit back on my couch and get there one day. I got there because I kept fighting, man. I kept doing workouts when I didn't want to. I kept building myself and making sure that I was getting closer to God, even when the devil was trying to pull me away from him. I kept building my relationships even when I was feeling miserable. I kept waking up and pushing through each and every day and fighting through each and every day, even when I was down in the dumps, or when I was hurting, or when I was in pain. I kept fighting through all the hard times, man. I never gave up, even when everything in my mind told me just stop, just quit, just give up. It's not worth it. Like, I mean, I've had a point to where I've and I'm going to be real with you here, man. I've had a point where I've looked down at train tracks and I considered just going on them. I've had points. I look back, man, and I'm just like, I've had points where I was so down in the dumps where I didn't think I could move forward. I've had points where I was in so much pain where I never knew how I was going to get through it. I've had points in my life where I just, I hated myself. I've had points in my life where I was always angry and ticked off and I could never be happy if I wanted to. I've had all these points, man. And yet, by the grace of God, He's allowed me to get to a much better point in my life where I couldn't imagine standing on train tracks until a train came. I couldn't imagine looking at myself in the mirror and telling myself I hated myself. I couldn't imagine not moving forward. I couldn't imagine and it wasn't because I woke up one day and everything changed. It wasn't some big old transformation day. It wasn't I sat back on the couch and God just said, hey, you know what? Hey, I'm just going to bless you. It's because I kept moving forward, man. I kept fighting through each and every day. I never let anyone or anything take my faith. Even when everyone and everything around me said, faith is worthless. I never let anyone or anything take away my fight. Even when people try to tie my hands up and tie my legs up to where I couldn't fight. I never let any of the demons around me drag me down to hell. I've never let the devil take me away from God. I've never let people take me away from my faith or my fight. So no, I'm not blessed because everything went right. So many things went so wrong, man. So many things went so wrong. But that's not why I'm blessed. I'm not blessed because everything just went perfect and went right. I'm blessed because I kept fighting. I kept keeping my faith in God. I trusted that, you know what? I don't know why you're allowing this to happen, God, but there's got to be a reason. And if I keep moving forward and keep fighting through it and I keep sticking with you, I know I'm going to understand one day. And sure enough, He came through, as He always does and always will. And it's going to be the same for you too, man. You got to keep fighting no matter how sad, no matter how down in the dumps, no matter how angry, no matter how scared, no matter how, stressed or anxious or lost or freaked out you are. No matter what's going on in your life, man. You have to keep moving forward and keep fighting. You know what Jesus said in His word? I don't remember exactly where, but you know what He said in His word? He said, you do not understand now what I'm doing, but someday you will. It's so true, man. You might be confused. And even if you're going through a good season in your life, that's fine. You're going to go through a time in your life where you're lost, you're stuck, you're confused, you're anxious, you're stressed, you're worried, you're sad, you're down, you're angry, you're scared. You're going to go through all these seasons in your life, man. So even if things are happening great right now, that's awesome, but I want you to remember this for when those hard times do come upon you. You don't know what He's doing now. You don't know why He's allowing those things to happen. But someday you will. And what we do know is that it's all for a reason. It is to make you stronger. It is to make you a better man. And you have to stick with Him even when everyone else is telling you to go away from Him. You have to stick with God even when everyone else, including the devil himself, is trying to pull you away from God. You have to keep fighting even when people are tying your hands up to where you don't think you could fight anymore. You have to keep fighting even when your emotions and your feelings and your demons are trying to put up a wall to block you from fighting. You have to keep fighting, and you have to keep moving forward, because you and I and no one in this world is blessed because everything just went perfect and right. That's not even realistic. That's not how life goes. Things don't just go perfect and right for everyone. And if you think that that's the case, if you look at these people who are doing well in life, you think, oh, everything just went right for him. No, you're wrong. They have a backstory that I bet you couldn't imagine going through. They have a backstory that you don't know. And I can tell you 100% of the time, their backstory isn't everything went perfectly right. Even people that got inheritances and won the lottery or whatever, you know, if they never learn how to be smart with their money, that money's just going to be gone in an instant. They're going to be broke. So, I mean, even with stuff like that, right? Where people, they won the lottery and they got an inheritance and everything is just great. It's like, no, dude, no. If they've never been taught how to be smart with their money, which, by the way, being taught how to be smart with your money includes going through hard financial times. Otherwise, you're probably never going to learn how to actually be smart with your money. Then all that fast money is just going to dwindle anyway. But the bottom line, man, the bottom line is that no one's ever been blessed because everything went right and God just likes them better and they're the 0.01% that you wish you were. No. Things that are going right for people, it's because they kept fighting. So you got to keep fighting, man, no matter what you're going through, no matter what happens in the future or what's happened in the past. You have to keep fighting. You have to keep moving forward. And I'm telling you, God will deliver you from those storms, those battles. You just got to keep holding on to his hand, even when everyone else, including the demons and the devil himself, is trying to drag you away from him. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep moving forward with God. And I'm telling you, when you just keep fighting and keep pushing through it, you'll understand why God allowed these things to happen. It doesn't matter if you're scared, if you're sad, if you're angry, if you're lost, if you're freaked out, if you're nervous, it doesn't matter how you're feeling, man. All that matters is that you keep moving forward. You keep fighting. You keep fighting the good fight of faith. You keep fighting, you keep moving forward, and you keep your faith in God no matter what happens. And I'm telling you, man, in the end, the thing that's going to happen is that you're going to become a better, stronger, more faithful man, the kind of man that God's made you to be. But you got to keep moving forward, and you got to keep fighting. And at the end of the day, when you keep fighting and you keep moving forward and you stick with God, even when everything and everyone else is telling you not to, I'm telling you, God will deliver you from those hard times and he will bless you. So yeah, I'm not blessed because everything went right. Neither are you, neither is anyone. We're blessed because we got fight. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that, and don't ever let anyone else try to tell you otherwise or try to take away your fight or take away your faith. Don't ever let that happen. You stick with God. You keep fighting. I'm telling you, the one thing that's going to happen is that you're not going to regret it. And the second thing that's going to happen is that you're going to understand why God allowed you to go through these things. And the third thing that's going to happen is that you're going to become a better, stronger man, wiser, more faithful in some way, shape, or form. You're going to become better, stronger, wiser, more faithful. And you might have to keep fighting for a long time. Just fight as long as you need to, as long as it takes. Fight as long as it takes and fight as hard as you need to. That's the bottom line. But keep moving forward, keep fighting, and keep your faith no matter what. You're not going to regret it, man. That's how us men got to live. We're not blessed because everything went right and everything went perfect. We're blessed because we got fight. And of course, because we got faith. All right. Time to go get to this workout. Let's go. So here's where we are. Just got done doing some sets right there. Got that awesome looking bridge back there. Hoping I got a couple pretty good shots. Working out with the bridge in the background. I've seen these Instagram reels where it's like this guy kind of working out, but he was like doing push-ups and there was a train that went by in the background. And I was like, that's an epic shot, man. I got to get a couple more things like that, if possible, of course, you know. I'm not going to go out of my way like, whoa. Hey. I ain't trying to walk past them because, you know, mother goose don't play around. Actually, mother animals of any sort don't play around. But I will say he's a little cutie, though. I think I'll walk around back that way and I'll just circle around back to over there. I might do like another set of push-ups back there, but yeah, I ain't trying to walk past Mother Goose. Hey. Yeah, but I saw like this Instagram reel. Yeah, it was like this guy doing like push-ups in like an epic spot, but I'm like, you know what, man? Like those kind of things really like seeing those kind of things kind of motivate me to get out and adventure a little bit more. Check this out, it's like a little hidden spot back here. Just seeing those kind of things kind of inspired me to get out and adventure a little bit more, because I'm like, there really is a lot more than what our eyes, you know, see in person. And when you see that stuff online, it's like, wow, there really is a lot more to the world. You just gotta be willing to get out and explore it and adventure it. So if I go to a spot, it's like a new spot like this I haven't been to, at least for working out wise. I've been here before. So what I'm trying to do is think of all the spots I've been to as a kid and then just kind of revisit those spots and, you know, revisit back as an adult, but doing some workouts, of course, and a little adventuring. But yeah, if there are a chance to get like kind of epic shots, then heck yeah, I'm going to, man. Because one day I'll look back at these, you know, one day, years from now, when I'm, you know, doing whatever I'm doing, years from now, I'll be, have my career started, being moved out, all that stuff, and I'll look back at these and say, like, wow, you know, I'm glad I got the chance to do that. I'm glad I got the chance to do that. And when you get stuff on video, it's like you kind of just get to, you know, keep those visual memories, but on a recording, of course, you know, so that way you can really look back at them. It's like, yeah, you can replay them in your head, and that's awesome, you know. But if you have a chance to get some stuff on video, it's like, hey, go for it. Now, of course, if getting stuff on video is completely ruining the moment, meaning like you're not enjoying the moment at all, okay, it's better and more important to enjoy the moments in life rather than just getting a video. But that's why I like to do a little bit of just walking around, adventuring, exploring, working out on my own that's not recorded. I'd say about half, and then the other half I'll record it, man. That way I get, you know, half the time to really just take in the sights and take in everything, right? I get half the time to really take in everything and really adventure on my own and work out on my own, which is why you're not seeing like the full workout clips or anything, or like my entire workout, I should say, and my entire little adventure that I go on while I'm here, but you get to see half of it. So then the other half I just record, so that way one day I can look back and I'll be like, wow, I remember when I did this. This is pretty darn cool. Because there's some memories that from years ago that I wish I just recorded more, man. I wish I recorded a bit more. You know, and I'm glad I enjoyed those moments, absolutely. That you should enjoy the moments. You should take in the moments without, you know, having to record everything. That's the closest Robin's ever let me get to him. Wow. Absolutely, you should be taking in the moment, enjoying the moment, embracing the moments, you know. But also get a little bit of it on video, so that way you can look back years later and be like, wow, you know, I could really, really see the memory instead of just replaying it in my head. So if I do half and half, right? Half really just take it in, enjoy the moment, embrace the moment just on my own. That's great. And then the other half I record, so that way I can look back one day, boom, give a little half and half, get the best of both worlds. And even when I am recording, I'm still enjoying the moment the best I can. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, that's why I'm not editing all these clips like with, I'm not putting a bunch of edits in these clips or anything. Just giving that kind of raw footage, raw talk, stuff like that, you know, so that way I can still enjoy the moment even while I'm recording. But anyway, yeah, enjoy the moment, but also get a little bit of it on camera, photo or video wise, so that way you can look back later and be like, wow, you know, it's cool to look back later. But anyway, enough of that rambling. Let's go see what's back over there. And I'm gonna be real with you, man. I think he wants to be in the video. He's been following me since I was like back there, First he flew on top of one of those light poles, then he flew on top of that tree, now he flew on top of this one. He's been following me, man. I think he wants to be in the video. So hey, you got your wish, dude. But yeah, so check this out. This is pretty cool. Over here. Dude. Oh, well, maybe you got a bit camera shy that time. Or he just found who he was looking for. Maybe he was looking for someone. Oh, there he is again. Dude, you want to be in the video, man, just say so. Red-winged blackbirds, beautiful birds. So yeah, back here, I'm not really sure what this is, to be honest, but it looks pretty darn cool. It looks like all the water's flowing out of there, and then it just goes all the way down to that stream, that waterfall, and then into a river, which goes beyond where I can see, beyond where we can see. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure like what this is, what the whole point of it is, but at the same time, you know, it's definitely cool. So if there's any point to it, I'm gonna have to say that point is to look cool, to look good. I'm gonna come back here. Well, let's go see exactly what is back here. Because like I said, I've gone to this place and a lot of the other places, like back when I was a kid or a teenager. But it's been a while since I visited a lot of these places, so I'm taking this summer just to really revisit these places, you know? Really revisit a lot of places. But even around this area in the suburbs of Chicago, there's actually some really, really nice things, you know? Okay, cool. Canals. I'll read that in a little bit. Yeah, here we go. It's actually peaceful back here. Like, way back there you could hear the waterfalls, like, whoosh, but back here you just hear a little bit of water. I don't want to put my phone over. Knowing how things have gone for me in the past. Might fall in. Oh yeah, here we go. And this is what off-trailing looks like. Is when you go where most other people won't. It's because you got the adventure in you. I don't know what's back here. I don't even know if this is a trail. Oh, you know what this is. You know what this is. Story time. Right before my last girlfriend and I broke up, we came back here. Because we came to this place. Yeah, that's right. This was a few years ago. And I remember we just put on like a nice peaceful song and we just danced back here because we thought it was like the place itself is cool, but we just saw this part. It looked peaceful. It's private, you know. Wow, that's crazy. I can't believe I just remember that. And I remember we were talking. We were also kind of down because we kind of knew that, you know, things weren't going to end up working out just because her schedules and I were so different. Like being back here is one of the only times that her and I were able to hang out because we started dating over the summer, but then once school started back up and she had her school and I had my school, and those started our busy years, like our gen eds and stuff were over, right? Something in the water down there. I think it might be a turtle or a beaver. Don't know if you can see it, yeah. But our gen eds were over and we started the really busy parts of school, and her schedule and my schedule worked like totally opposite, man. There's like a path back there too. Her schedule and my schedule were totally like opposites. And like we barely got a chance to hang out at all. This is like one of the very few times that we got to hang out within like a couple months. So I think we both just kind of knew, like we wanted to continue it going. She even made it clear. She's like, I really want to keep doing this, but it's just like, if I'm going to see you once a freaking, you know, month or so, it's like, and honestly, I think that if things were meant to be, right? If it's meant to be, you know, y'all will go through anything. I mean, I've heard stories of, and a lot of the times long distance doesn't work out, but I've heard some stories of some friends of mine where, you know, they couldn't see each other for months and they could only text or call. And then when they did come back home from school, they got to see each other, and they did that for like a couple of years, 4 years, and things still worked out between them. And then I've also heard things like even a couple of older adults that I know, one of their stories was that they had broken up at around college time, and then they got back together like about a year later, I think. And then they both ended up having to work like 50 hours a week, and their schedules were so opposite that they could only see each other once a week, but they ended up living together too. So they really only got to see each other like at night right before bed, and they only really got to hang out once a week, and they did that for years until their schedules finally changed, and they worked out really good. So me personally, and this is a little life lesson to you as a man, is that if it's meant to be, man, like, y'all will figure out a way. You guys will do anything to stick with each other. And if it's not meant to be, right, then, you know, you guys are just gonna separate because something got in the way of it. So yeah, our schedules got in the way of her and I think if it were meant to be, and if like she really wanted it at the end of the day, and if I really wanted it, then we would have been like, screw it, I don't care what our schedules are, I don't care what we're doing, I don't care what life looks like, we're sticking together no matter what, right? But it just wasn't meant to be between us. And that's the thing, man. It's like when you find that right girl, man, you guys are gonna make it work no matter what. When you find who God has in store for you, you guys are gonna make it work no matter what. You also got to be open to making it work too, because if you're not open to making it work no matter what, then it's like, unless of course it goes against like certain relationship rules, like having an open relationship or something like that. No, that's just ridiculous, you know. That's not even a relationship. It's just someone that you're sleeping around with. It's not even a relationship. I'm talking about like a real good girl, right? God has in store for you, like a good kind of girl. You guys love each other. You guys, you know, you want a long-lasting relationship with each other. Yeah, I think if it's meant to be, and you know, you guys will both be open to making it work no matter what. And if it's not, then you guys will find an excuse as to why you should not make it work, even if the excuse seems valid at the time. But you kind of look back and say, yeah, you know, we could have made this work, but she didn't really want it. So you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So don't forget that, man. If it's the right girl, hey, she'll want to make it work. You'll want to make it work no matter what. I've heard all the different stories, man. But if not, then you guys will start like questioning everything, or not, like to the point to where you guys just end up ending it in the end. You know, questioning things is one thing, but questioning it to the point to where you just end it because something got in the way. It's like, dude, if you two are meant to be, you guys won't let nothing stand in the way. You know, just like with your faith, man. Like with your faith, you never let anything stand in the way of your faith. Never let anything stand in the way of becoming the man that God has in store for you to be. Never let anyone or anything stand in the way of that stuff. If you want it bad enough, you will find a way. If she wants it bad enough, she'll find a way. If not, y'all will find excuses. It was a great relationship with her and I while it lasted. But yeah, I don't think that we both wanted it that bad. Respectfully, you know. To the point to where we'd be willing to not see each other for a little while, only text and call or whatever. You know, whatever. I've heard people that have done, you know, that have gone longer time than once a month. So I mean, or once every couple weeks or something. So again, if it's meant to be, y'all are gonna find a way. You'll make it work. If it's not, you guys will find excuses. That's just that with life. If you want something bad enough in life, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. That's just the bottom line. And if you want it bad enough, but she doesn't, you know, you just got to be willing to let her go. You got to be willing. You can't force anyone to stay. You can't force anyone to love you. You can't force anyone to stick with you. You know, if they want it bad enough, if they love you enough, they will stick with you till the end. If not, you just got to be willing to let them go, man, and pray the best for them without holding any grudges or anger. Or, you know, it's fine to be sad. It's fine to be annoyed, upset, angry, but you got to let it go, man. Because at the end of the day, that's going to bring you more peace than it would have trying to force her to love you or stay with you or anything like that. Sometimes the best thing to do is to let them go, or let something go if you know that it's not meant for you. Anyway, that was a little adventure, a little talk, lesson, story, everything you could ask for. So it's time to go back to the car, take a little rest, take a little breather. I'm still wearing this dang weighted vest, man, and it's good. I'm telling you, you just take some walks with this thing. It's actually really good. It gets your shoulders working too. Gets your upper body working. Anyway, back to the car, take a little rest, read a bit of the Bible. Here's one last shot. Absolutely beautiful. Real quick, I just saw this, and earlier I saw a plane that was really stinking low, and I thought to myself, well, actually I just thought to myself, now, if I can somehow, in some way, get an airport workout in, that would be the coolest stinking thing. I'm not talking about like going inside and start doing, you know, push-ups right by the entrance of the plane, but like kind of near the airport where you see the planes taking off. I may have to figure out how to do that one day. And I'm recording this hopefully as a reminder to my future self to stink and do it. And if you ever see this in the future and I haven't done it yet, I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you just to put a comment down, message me privately, whatever, in the little community I have below, whatever you want to do. saying, Justin, where is that dang airport workout that you were talking about? I'm gonna have to get one in if I can. So this will be a future reminder to myself. And if I haven't done it by the time you see this, of course, like maybe like months or years from now, you know, I'm not saying if you see this today, then say, Justin, where is it? Or if you see it next week or something. No, I'm talking about like months or years from now. If I still haven't done it, hey, give me that. I'm counting on you. Please give me that reminder. That would be awesome. All right, man. Let's leave off where we left off last time with Mark 4:21. He said to them, do you bring in a lamp to put it under a bowl or a bed? Instead, don't you put it on its stand? For whatever is hidden is meant to be disclosed, and whatever is concealed is meant to be brought out into the open. If anyone has ears to hear, let them hear. Consider carefully what you hear, he continued. With the measure you use, it will be measured to you, and even more. Whoever has will be given more. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. He also said, this is what the kingdom of God is like. A man scattered seed on the ground, night and day, whether he sleeps or gets up. The seed sprouts and grows, though he does not know how. All by itself the soil produces grain, first the stalk, then the head, then the full kernel in the head. As soon as the grain is ripe, he puts the sickle to it, because the harvest has come. Again he said, what shall we say the kingdom of God is like, or what parable shall we use to describe it? It is like a mustard seed, which is the smallest of all seeds on earth. Yet when planted, it grows and becomes the largest of all garden plants, with such big branches that the birds can perch in its shade. With many similar parables, Jesus spoke the word to them as much as they could understand. He did not say anything to them without using a parable. But when he was alone with his own disciples, he explained everything. That day, when evening came, he said to his disciples, let us go over to the other side. Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along, just as he was in the boat. There were also other boats with him. A furious squall came up, and the waves broke over the boat so that it was nearly swamped. Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. The disciples woke him and said to him, Teacher, don't you care if we drown? He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, Quiet, be still. Then the wind died down, and it was completely calm. He said to his disciples, Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith? They were terrified and asked each other, Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him. That was what Jesus said. He said to his disciples, why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith? And you know, realistically, right, when you think about it, his disciples had like a reason to be afraid. You know, I mean, the winds were all over the place. I mean, just knocking the boat back and forth. You could fall and drown. I mean, personally, I would be afraid if I was in that situation. I think most people would. You know, but even in the most scariest of situations, Jesus still asks them, why are you afraid? Do you have no faith? It goes to show, man, even in the scariest, most terrifying, fearful situations in our life, you know, even faith will beat fear in those situations. You just got to have it, and you just got to choose to listen to faith rather than listen to your own fear. Because even when things are going crazy all around and things don't make sense, and, you know, logically it makes sense to be afraid, you know, faith defies logic. Faith defies what's actually going on. That's how good God is. That no matter how scary the situation, no matter how terrifying, no matter how logical it would be to be afraid, even God says, why are you afraid? You know, even God says that in the scariest of situations. So yeah, regardless of logic, regardless of our feelings, regardless of what's going on in life, keep your faith, no matter how afraid you are. Because every single time, faith beats fear. Even when it seems like it would be logical for fear to be faith, no. Faith goes against logic and beats fear. And faith always beats fear. So don't ever forget that, man. Don't ever forget that. And I truly believe that's what Jesus was saying to us here. Mwah. So, that being said, this has been our mission for today, man. And now it's your time to go become that man God made you to be. And I will see you tomorrow to continue our mission.